Hello, hello, hello! If you're watching this, then you missed day 1 of our week 11 Computer Science Principles lecture. Let's go ahead and get into it. This week we're talking about debugging, and we're finishing up our app project. It's exciting stuff. There are 2 assignments to consider. One is on code.org involving debugging, and that's due the 12th. And the other one is also on code.org, and that is to finish your app. So, the 2 things I just mentioned. Our objectives for the day are to debug sequential and event-driven programs, use debugging processes to identify specific best practices, and we're going to use various tools available to us in code.org to make debugging easier. Let's get started. So to warm up, I asked you guys, if you can't get your speakers to work, how might you go about solving that issue? And you can try all sorts of stuff, right? You want to be thoughtful and systematic in your approach, but ultimately, if nothing you try works, plugging it doesn't work, turning it on doesn't work, changing the volume doesn't work, you might want to go to the internet and see if anyone else had the same issue. And that's really important to do, is to reach out to other people in the community and not feel like you're an island. When you're debugging, you need to work with other people. There's a video. I'll let you guys watch that on your own if you're interested. But essentially, it describes or outlines the 4 steps of debugging. You want to describe the problem. You're going to find what makes that problem happen. You're going to try different things that fix it. And you're going to document once you find a solution. And that's a really important step that often gets missed. That's why Stack Overflow is such a popular resource. This is where you can go to see what other people have done that's worked. Now, here's some debugging strategies that you should keep in mind or be aware of when you're going about the debugging process. I'm not going to read them to you, but I recommend you read through them. Pause the video, take a look. Do all of these make sense to you? If not, shoot me an email. I'd be happy to discuss. Now, another important thing to talk about is this idea of what customers want out of your software versus what they can express. Their idea in their head might be difficult for them, or they might not even know exactly what they want, which is why oftentimes in the software world you run into something like this. This is what you hear, this is what you're able to make, and this is what they really wanted. So to avoid that, we are going to be engaging in something called iterative and incremental design process, or development. What we want to do is we want to do some initial planning, but then we don't want to just write it, test it, give it to the customer and be done. That is almost never going to work. Instead, what you want to do is you want to plan out, implement, test, and then give it to your customer as a demo and find out what they think about it. And then based on their feedback, you want to go back and do it all over again to improve on the product until finally it's good enough to be deployed. For you, that means write a little, test a little. Do not try to write your entire program all in one go. That's going to be a nightmare for you later. Write just a little bit, make sure it works, and then write a little bit more. A very simple idea. We call it iterative and incremental development. You need to know that for the AP exam. All right, we didn't quite get to this, so we're going to cover that next class. What did we get to? We are going to be working on code.org. So you need to navigate there. And then we spent our class working through Unit 3, Lesson 7, Levels 2 through 8. And you need to do these for a grade from me. I will be checking these. So you have until tomorrow at midnight to get these to me, being Thursday the 12th, midnight. All of these have an error somewhere in there. Your job is to fix the error. Once you fix the error, you need to hit the finish button and continue. And that way I will know you succeeded. Again, if you have any questions with these or problems, please shoot me an email. I'd be happy to help you out, but I don't know what you don't know. We also introduced the rubric for our app project. If you go to MyMCPS under modules, you will find it posted right here, 03-10-01, due Friday the 13th at midnight, and it's worth 16 points. I'm looking for you to have at least 3 screens. If you had fewer in your original design, you need to add some. You're going to put those screens into Lesson 10 Bubble 2. If you open that lesson, it should automatically have all the elements you've previously made for just creating your design elements. And then I would like you to program your various buttons so that I can navigate between your screens. So whatever functional elements you have in there, now is your chance to make them work. No screen should be a stuck screen, right? I should be able to get out and go back to the main program somehow. Your app needs to have at least some text, some image. I'm not requiring audio, but it'd be nice to have. Your code should run without errors. All of your screen elements should have meaningful IDs. This is very important for debugging and for me to be able to read what you wrote. And then your topic, whatever your purpose is, should be met. So if you're making a quiz app, I should clearly see that it's a quiz app. All right, that brings us to the end of today. If you have any problems or concerns, please email me. I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your day, and I'll see you all next time.